Untitled Pack. My name is Vahlkor and welcome to Dauntless. Now today we're going to be talking about the new upcoming patch for December called Sharpen Your Skills. Now this patch brings a lot of big changes to the game, and we're even going to be getting a character reset or a progression reset, so this is kind of like a big deal. Also, I wanted to let you guys know who the winners for this week's giveaways are, and they should be right there in the screen. Make sure you guys congratulate these people, check out your inboxes to claim your prizes, and remember to participate for the next week's giveaway. So if you enjoyed this video, check out the links in the description where you can find our Twitter, our Discord channel, and above all guys, if you're not part of the Wolfpack, smash that subscribe button and join the Wolfpack. Alright, so yesterday we actually had a post on the Dauntless website where we actually got to see a sneak peek of what the new update is gonna be doing to the game, and it's a lot of big changes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of like extract the most important things and bring it up to you guys and kind of like give you my thoughts on it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new progression update. That it's kind of like the big deal. It's kind of like why we're gonna be getting the reset, because it pretty much changes everything in the game. Progressing forward in Dauntless currently consists of fighting one behemoth after another, advancing through a linear questline. While it can be satisfying to work your way upwards from humble beginnings, we're excited to introduce a new system that will make every fight rewarding and exciting to join. Now this is a very key sentence right here, because if you guys been playing Dauntless, you guys know that we can actually go through a quest line, go through like this main progression system, and once we finish it, there's pretty much nothing to do, and there's not really an incentive to go back and farm lower tier behemoth, unless you want to kind of like get their gear and upgrade their gear, which it becomes obsolete very quick. So at this point, the way the game works is you reach a certain threshold, you farm the gear for those specific behemoths, and then you continue on, and that's really not like, that's the main gist of it. Like that's the main way of progressing all the way to Shroud and Rare Security. Now the way they're fixing this is they're implementing a system that they're calling the patrolling system, or the patrol system. So let's read on it, and it says players will also gain intel about locations of specific behemoths as they complete patrol hunts. Once a slayer has enough information, they embark on a hunt after a specific creature of their choosing. Both patrolling slayers and players selecting specific hunts will go into matchmaking together. Now this is amazing. This right here, this new patrolling system actually changes the way that we're gonna be playing the game, because if you know, right now in the game there are kind of like hunt missions where you go to like a specific set of islands and you will find a random behemoth from that tier. Now this is essentially how the patrolling system kind of works. You're gonna be going into an island and explore it. Well, explore it because you know the islands are pretty limited right now, but you go to that island and you have a chance to find one of, you know, some behemoth. We don't even know, well, we actually know which ones are gonna be the first kind of like host behemoths in the first kind of like tier, but we don't really know what's gonna be the mix and combination of them. Now this brings some concerns where, example, I'm wanting to like go and explore, but I have fire weapons and I'm fighting an Embermane, which can be a little bit weird. I don't really think that's a way to approach it, but I mean it's only for this kind of like patrolling missions. It also says that we're gonna be getting the information so that we can actually find specific behemoths, so we can actually target specific behemoths. So essentially we're gonna have a specific behemoths hunts. However, I don't really know how it's going to work for the first couple of hunts, because like I said, you don't really know what you're gonna be getting against. You know, you don't know what you're gonna be fighting against. You essentially gonna be getting into the hunts, kind of like exploring and finding all of them. Now, but the bright side is that this actually brings a very good amount of kind of like player base in the same area. Like let's say that I want to fight a Shrike, right? And I already discovered the Shrike, I'm gonna farm the Shrike, I'm gonna queue for the Shrike, but this new hunter, this new slayer is, you know, exploring the island. He doesn't have the Shrike, but he's just doing a patrol mission. That means that he has a chance to go with me in a hunt against the Shrike, because he doesn't care what he's fighting. He cares about exploring and he cares about finding shareable materials, which we're gonna talk in a little bit on the loot tables. But that's actually amazing. That actually brings a lot of players together into the same queue area, and that's actually very, very cool. I'm really excited for this change, because I think this change should be in this game from the get-go. I mean, it's really, really an amazing improvement. which also translates to better queue times. I mean, the more people are queuing for the same tier, the faster your queue times are going to be in finding groups. Alright, and earlier I mentioned loot tables and shareable loot. Now let's talk about the loot tables. I think this is actually a very good change as well, but let's go ahead and read what it says. Loot table and crafting requirements are also being reworked to complement these changes. Gear made from behemoths in the same region will now share several ingredients which are found across those same behemoths. This means that you can get most of what you need to craft or improve your gear across a wider selection of behemoths. Now this loot table change is very good because, like I said, we're gonna be fighting in sets of islands, sets of tiers essentially, where we have the same kind of behemoths. Now those behemoths will all share some of their loot table. That doesn't mean there's not gonna be specific hunts or specific parts that we need. We are of course going to need specific parts from specific behemoths because after all, we are crafting gear from those behemoths. If you're crafting an Embermane sword, it doesn't make sense that you need a Shrike beak. And I think overall it's a great change because that actually makes it so that, let's say that I need kind of like one of those generic parts, I can just go on a patrol hunt and just make sure that I can get that part in that tier, and I could be paired with someone hunting a Shrike or a Gnasher, you know, for that matter. And that's actually very cool. We just gotta make sure that we break the parts we need so that we can trigger those loots. And overall, all these changes in progression will make it a lot easier for us to actually find groups and just play together with people and meet new players and just have fun, because at the end of the game, we just want a better and improved version of the game, and that's what we're getting. And when it comes about loot, we also need to talk about the Chroma Cores. Now, well, not the Chroma Cores, the cores essentially. We're actually gonna be seeing a big rework, and this might be tied to that post earlier where they were talking about the loot box system, and I think that they want to kind of like move away from that as well. So the new Chroma Core system is gonna be working different than what it is. Currently, cores are rewarded at the end of every hunt and give slayers the spoils of their hunt after they are cracked open in Ramsgate. Going forward, behemoth parts and other loot will drop directly from behemoth and no longer need to be retrieved from the core station. Opening cores in Ramsgate seemed like a chore. Honestly, I didn't really care for like this animation of exploding the core and opening it. I didn't really care for that, honestly. I was perfectly fine of just finding the hunt, the little splash screen and seeing the items and all that stuff. I mean, maybe they can have that screen being more interactive, but honestly, the Chroma Cores or the cores or whatever, to me that wasn't that really great. Sometimes I just left them there and I just continue hunting, and then I was like, oh my god, I gotta open like 7 of these guys. So I don't really like that, but it's a very good step that they're doing, that we're getting everything that we need from finishing the hunt, but we're gonna be also using the cores for something. Now, according to this, we're gonna be using the cores to get kind of like a rewards for our efforts of, long plays. Like, we've been playing for a while, you know how we collect the chroma dust? Well, maybe we'll be collecting, kind of like something like that currency. And once we have enough, we're gonna open those loot boxes or cores, and we're gonna be getting some sort of materials or something. I mean, we don't even know what we're getting yet, but they say it's more like rewards. It's for making the players feel more rewarded. Maybe we'll start getting cosmetic things from the cores, which actually will be a good idea. That is kind of like the same business model the Overwatch does. Now, if that is the case, I am all for it. Like, this is kind of like getting experience, getting your box, opening it, and getting some cosmetics. To me, that's actually insane. And if that's what you guys are going for, and I'm talking to Phoenix up here, is that what you guys are going for? That is insane. I'm 100% okay with that. Alright, and one of the kind of like the best things that we're getting here is that we're getting weekly, daily, and scheduled hunts. Sharpen your skill with additional daily, weekly, and other scheduled hunts. These are special hunts and tasks that will keep you hunting between quests and well after you completed the goals you've set your sights on. In the coming weeks, we'll have more details about the nature of these hunts and the rewards that you will receive for completing them. Hell yeah! More ways to play this game, more ways to actually feel like you're progressing. Bring it on. Like, I'm really pumped about this, especially the daily quest. Like, this incentivized me for coming in every single day, do my weekly hunts, maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 hunts, do them, do the weekly goal, and get rewarded for it. That is insane. I honestly wanted this from the beginning of the game. I wanted to have something that kept me coming back, and this is it. This is actually it. It depends what we're getting as rewards. Maybe we're getting the loot boxes at a better rate, like maybe like a double XP kind of thing. I don't know, you know, kind of like something along those mechanics. That is very, very cool. I really pumped for this. And essentially, this is going to keep players on the top tier of the game coming back and playing. Like I said, this is an incentive for us to come back and actually take part and being part of the community and playing the game. Alright, so now to like kind of like the bad news. And you know, I'm making air quotes here because it's not really bad news. I think this is actually a welcome change as well. We're actually be getting a forced character reset or progression reset for that matter. And honestly, I think it's time that we get something like this because they are changing the core of the game so much that I imagine it might be kind of impossible to just adapt everybody to it. I mean, maybe there could be a way of doing it, but honestly, what they're doing here, I don't mind because I would really like to experience this new kind of like core gameplay of finding the hunts, targeting specific emotes, and you know, just kind of like having more, instead of a linear progression, kind of like a lateral progression, you know, like kind of going sideways a little bit and, you know, kind of like finding my way through this horizontal new progression. I think that's very, very good. So hopefully this is something that you guys won't mind being, you know, kind of like having to reset your characters, because in the end it's just to make the game better. But they recognize that we were actually going to be, you know, having players that have been here since the beginning, like myself or other players in the community that might feel a little turned off. They're actually going to be rewarding us for being part of this stage of closed beta. They will actually be giving us a special flair. I think it's a flair, right? Yeah, they're going to be giving us a unique flair, which again, it's not necessarily like, I wouldn't mind if I don't get anything, but I know some players might be turned off from this, and hopefully this is a way of them not being turned off. And this is actually something that shows you, like, whenever the game releases, you have this flair. People know that you've been here from the beginning and that you were actually part of the closed beta. I think that's actually very cool, very awesome kind of like gesture from them to give us a flair and you know, something that's limited edition essentially. And hopefully this is something that you guys are interested in. I mean, sadly we'll have to have a forced reset, but it's for the better of the game, to make the game better, and hopefully it's something that in the end turns out to be great. So my closing thoughts on this is that this game deserves a better look and a better restart. I think the game is actually great. The game has not been bad at all. I just think obviously the game still has some rough edges, and honestly this is a way of kind of like dealing with all those things as well, kind of like revamping everything. Having this new reset in our progression makes us go back from the beginning and kind of like progress the game and enjoy the game one more time. And honestly, just play together with more people, because now there's more people playing this game. I mean, there's people doing giveaways every single week, like myself. I'm doing giveaways every single week. And honestly, we got more players and more players that are stuck back at the bottom who have a chance to catch up and go back up to the tier. So that's kind of very, very cool. I really enjoy this. I really think this update is going to be great. So those are my closing thoughts on all of this. I'm really pumped. I'm really stoked for this update. I can't wait till it actually hits. We are expecting this sometime in December, like the post said, but hopefully I'll be here, because remember I gotta go travel and I'll be kind of like away from the beginning of December for the first week. So hopefully once I come back, we'll have this update and we'll be able to play and enjoy and make so many more content for this. That's actually very good. So anyways guys, those are my thoughts. Remember to check out the links in the description where you can find our Twitter, our Discord channel, the new giveaway, and above all guys, if you're not part of the Wolfpack, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed these videos. I'm having a lot of fun kind of like speculating what's gonna happen, and hopefully this is gonna be something great, and it's gonna be something that we're all gonna enjoy this game one more time. I'm really excited for that. You know me guys, my name is Vahlkor, and I'll see you next time.